Hyunjung Kim, and I'm the master's student in Biomass and Bioenergy Lab. So this school is Graduate School of International Agriculture Technology. So I'm doing some research about the biomass and bioenergy, as I mentioned. So let's get started. First of all, actually our really current challenge is the biomass is not being used like as fossil fuel, because compared to fossil fuel cost, biomass cost is really high to process, to make some chemical and make some products, because biomass itself has a really recalcitrant characteristics to make another, to utilize to another product. So that's the really big challenge for us now. So actually the biomass related study has been going on for decades, maybe since early 19th century, but it's still going on the research a lot. Yeah, so but biomass still have a really big potential to contribute carbon neutral and to make world more sustainable and more renewable, for more renewable energy and products, that kind of thing.
Can you give us maybe some examples how biomass could generally be used to promote more greener environment?
Okay, the biomass, they can be used like biofuel, and for example, there are thermochemical conversion process, which is the complex biomass structure into a simple compound, such as chemical, biofuel, that kind of thing. So the one example is there are several different kind of process in thermochemical conversion, like gasification and pyrolysis and combustion. And in pyrolysis, the bio oil is the main product. So that we can call the bio oil is biofuel. So, but that biofuel has really high content of water and oxygen. So compared to petroleum chemical that has low oxygen and low water content, so it cannot be used right away now. So before to use like petroleum gas, it has a lot of challenge so far.
For the people who maybe don't know, can you describe what is biomass and how can we find it, how can we generate it, in general, what is biomass in simple words?
Biomass is just simply is an organic compound, organic thing, all the organic thing. For example, the wood and the grass, and also manure, sewage, and everything contain the carbon. That biomass thing, usually in our lab, we are using mostly the second generation biomass. Yeah, second generation biomass is lignocellulosic biomass. So which means consists of three main components: cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin. So main product is what we are using is the lignocellulosic second generation biomass. So with this biomass, we are doing several research, pyrolysis to produce bio oil, to produce a biochar, and also using lignin, we are making some high value added chemicals or some sunscreen and the bioplastic and that kind of thing.
Sounds really wonderful. So maybe can you give us a little bit of more insights on what you and your colleagues are doing here in this lab that we are currently are? Like what are exactly your innovations or your new methodologies and
Yes.
practices around biomass?
Okay, first of all, my research is using lignin. I want to make some bioplastic, mainly the polyurethane thing, because lignin has, when we see the structure of lignin, a lot of functional groups like carboxyl or phenolic OH and aliphatic OH, so many methylene, so many functional groups. So that kind of richness and complexity of structure, we can convert into renewable chemical, that kind of thing. So with lignin, I want to make polyurethane thing. And also another colleagues are doing some research also with lignin to use in our body, like hydrogel and the nano capsule to in our body in purpose of medical purpose, and the sunscreen, the cosmetic purpose, and also another colleagues is doing the biochar thing, because also these days a lot of pollution and that kind of thing is really has been intensified. So the water pollution, we can use the biochar to absorb the pollutant thing and chemical thing. So, and also another colleagues is doing some bio oil.
What is the most innovative thing that comes to your mind when we're talking about biomass in this lab here? Which is maybe the thing you're mostly proud about and you are happy to share with us today?
The reason why I came here, originally my major was forestry, was my interested thing, but forestry to me, experimenting. So I a bit switched to wood chemistry from forestry. So the reason why I really want to be the person who can help to the world a little bit, just a little bit, yeah. So the daily life, my motivation in daily life is okay, let's make a new thing for just future generation, or just for me, for our every global people, to make some, not that kind of novelty thing, not that kind of thing, but at least I can contribute a small amount to the world. So that is my own mission every day.
If I ask you to think about the next years,
Yes.
decades,
Yeah.
how do you see the research and the contribution of this field around biomass being in the next years? What are the fields that you see that there is a greater potential for you and your colleagues here to contribute? Like as you mentioned before about the water pollution, maybe
Yes.
natural resources, depletion. We have different types of challenges.
Yes.
In which field do you see your research here taking place more significantly in the next years?
Actually, for the near future, I don't expect. But for further future, I can expect the thing which is, because the depletion of fossil fuel resources and also the related, in the view of the climate crisis, that kind of thing, maybe the biomass and biomass related thingy will be highlighted from now on. We have to reduce our use amount, the fossil fuel use amount, or okay, from now on, our goal is by 2025, our goal is 50% of reduction of fossil fuel thing or another chemical plastic thing, but we cannot do right now. But what if at the time, if we don't have choice, we have to make some another thing instead of the previous thing. So in that point, I can expect the blue ocean or bright future.
And maybe one final question. As a scientist,
Yes.
are you optimistic about our future as a planet?
Yes.
We hear so many bad news and sad news every
Yes.
day. You are in the lab, you are really creating the
Yes.
innovation and you are carving out the ways forward for
Yes.
us. Are you optimistic that things will be better for the planet in the future?
As scientist, I must say it's optimistic. Even though some people are insisting like, no, this is pessimistic, you don't need to do this, but at least the person like me should do this kind of thing for the for the bright future, for everyone and for our next generation. So definitely I have to say it's optimistic. Yeah, I can say I'm really baby scientist. I'm just only 1 year, 2 year, just master student. So, but the person like me, we can gather together. If we keep doing our search thing, we can make really bright future and better future. Thank you.
Thank you so much.